one, right? Okay, anyway, we'll just quickly go through it, all the method, then we proceed. So we were in alkenes, the preparation. First one was from alkyne triple bonded compound on reduction, that is adding hydrogen in presence of catalyst. And here, based on the catalyst use, you will get different geometrical arrangement of the product. So if you're using Lindblad catalyst, that is palladized charcoal, you are getting cis alkene, and liquid sodium in liquid ammonia, it will give you cis isomer. So that is the basic difference between a reduction using different catalyst. Then we discussed about dehydrohalogenation of alkyl halide. Hydrogen from the beta position is removed along with the halogen. So this is also beta elimination reaction, and the condition is alcoholic potassium hydroxide. Then we have vicinal dihalides, that also dehalogenation takes place. Removal of halogen compound, halogen molecules, that is two halogen atoms will be removed from the compound, and you will be getting an alkene. And here the catalyst used is zinc metal.
Ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, are you sharing right now? Because it shows that you're connecting.
I'm sharing my screen. Is it not visible?
Ma'am, it's visible. I
Okay,
can
I'll
see
leave
it.
that.
Ma'am, even I can't
Okay.
see it.
Nobody can see?
Ma'am, I can see it.
Ma'am, even I can see it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'll do one thing. I'll just do it once again. I'll share it once again if there is an issue. And please let me know once visible. Is it visible now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh,
Yes, ma'am.
okay. Fine. So last method was dehydration, removal of water from an alcohol. And here also beta elimination happened because hydrogen at the beta position is removed along with the OH group, and you will get an alkene. So these are the first four method for preparation of an alkene. So we have done the preparation methods. Next, what we have to discuss is physical properties. In physical property, there is not much to explain because it is almost like alkanes only. There is no much difference. Only thing is that there is a isomerism, like geometrical isomerism is additional thing which is specifically for alkene, that we have already discussed about it. So that is one thing that differs, is like geometrical isomerism are possible, that is cis trans isomers are possible in alkene, which was not there in alkane. And solubility is almost like alkenes only, because even alkenes are hydrocarbons containing only carbons and hydrogen atom. So polarity is same like alkenes only. So they are also less soluble or insoluble in water, and it will be more soluble in non-polar solvents like benzene and petroleum. So there is not much to discuss here, and the trend in the boiling point also exactly same rule. I have just repasted all these things here also, but the rule is same. When the number of carbon atom or the higher members have got greater boiling point due to greater van der Waals force of attraction, and the branching increases mean less surface area, boiling point decreases. The same rule is applicable here also. There is nothing to specifically look into the physical properties of alkene. So you can just go through it. Not much required from this slide. Okay. Because the properties are almost like alkenes, except few things like isomerism, extra-additional isomerism possible in alkenes, and a slight difference in the polar nature, but that does not make much difference in the melting point, boiling point, or solubility. This almost comparable with the alkenes, so no need to specifically discuss about all these properties. But what is more important is their chemical properties. So first chemical property is addition of dihydrogen. Addition of dihydrogen. So this reaction we have already learned in the beginning of this chapter, where we have discussed this reaction. Can somebody recollect? They say that alkene can add one molecule of hydrogen in presence of platinum, palladium or nickel and forms alkane. Where we have discussed this reaction. Is it a familiar one?
Ma'am, for formation of alkene.
Yeah, because the same reaction we already discussed in alkene as its preparation. Alkanes are prepared from an alkene by adding hydrogen, addition of hydrogen. Hydrogenation. Adding hydrogen is hydrogenation, and the catalyst was platinum, palladium or nickel. So that is why in this slide I have not included the equation, because we have already discussed about it, and I have told you already this is how many reactions are connected, and you will see it's repeating. So addition of dihydrogen, if you add hydrogen to the double bond will be breaking down and you will get single bonded compound with the addition of hydrogen molecule. So this is what first reaction of an alkene. To any alkene you can add hydrogen in presence of platinum, palladium or nickel. So let's move to second one, addition of halogen. Here also the same rule, same applicable, only difference is that instead of hydrogen, you are adding halogen. You can add chlorine, you can add Br2 bromine, I2 etc. The same way, you will get vicinal dihalide. That means halogens will be on the adjacent carbon atom. Because wherever is the double bond, say here CH3, CH, double bond, CH2, and you are adding chlorine, right? So this bond is breaking down and chlorine will be added on the carbon atom which was involved in double bond. So this is not there and chlorine is added across the bond. So instead of a double bond, second bond, chlorine bond is made by each carbon atom. So you are getting vicinal dihalide. That means chlorine atoms are on the adjacent carbon atom. Same like adding hydrogen. If it was hydrogen, instead of chlorine, you will get two hydrogen atom here. This is chlorination, or you can say halogenation. You're just adding halogen to here and you are getting chlorine substituted, dihalides compounds here. So you can add chlorine, bromine or iodine in the same way and you will get vicinal dihalides as the product. So that, see, you can see the pattern of the reaction is same. Wherever you have a double bond and you are adding something, it happens the double bond, the second bond is breaking down and the added substance will be added to both the carbon atom. Right? So hydrogen, two hydrogen atoms are there in a molecule. So each atom goes to each of the carbon in double bond. Similarly, chlorine molecule also same reaction. Only thing is that the conditions are different. Because for addition of hydrogen, you need catalyst, nickel, platinum or palladium. Here, it's like a normal reaction at a normal condition. If you just take an alkene and add chlorine, you will get the dihalides. The trend is same, the route of reaction is same, the pattern of the reaction is same. The double bond is breaking down and the new bonds are made with the addendum. Whatever you are adding, that substance will be added across the carbon in double bond. So this CH3 group has no changes because the addition is taking place across the double bond only. Only double bonded carbons are undergoing changes. Rest of the things remains unchanged. So that is like usually addition reaction. And this is known as taken an example of electrophilic addition. What do you mean by electrophilic reaction? What is an electrophile? What is an electrophile and what is an electrophilic reaction means? What is an electrophile? Yes? Electrophile mean what is the meaning?
Like
What
they're
kind?
electron deficient, so they're seeking electrons.
They are seeking electron. That means they are looking for electron. Okay. And your compound is a double bond. Alkenes are double bond. So double bond mean you know that compared to single bond, more number of electron pairs are there. 2 electron pairs are there, right? Each bond is a pair of electron. So 2 bonds mean 2 pairs of electrons are there. That means double bonds are electron rich. So a electrophile can easily attack a double bond. That is why this is an electrophilic addition. Electrophile will come and added across the double bonded carbon atoms. Always keep in your mind, double bond, triple bond are examples of electrophilic areas, like they are electron rich areas. So that electrophile can come and attack. So they are the organic molecule. They are electrophilic senders. That means they can facilitate an electrophilic reaction. They can attract an electrophile towards it because they are electron rich. Double bond, triple bond, etc. are electron rich areas. So they attract the electrophile. That is why these kind of examples are electrophilic addition. This also electrophilic addition, addition of hydrogen, addition of chlorine, because these kind of substances are being added across the double bond. So they are coming under electrophilic addition reaction. Am I clear here?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. In this electrophilic addition, as I said, you can add chlorine, bromine, iodine, etc. But the addition of bromine has got highly importance in this particular regard because bromine is the in among halogen, bromine is the only substance which is in liquid state. Okay, fluorine and chlorine are gases, bromine is liquid, and iodine and statin are solid in solid state. So bromine is a liquid which is in orange, or you can say red orange or reddish brown color. Reddish orange, or you can say somewhat look like a brown color with orange tint. So that is the color of bromine. So when you add bromine to an alkene, the bromine will be added across the double bond. That means in this compound, the double bond is broken down and bromine is added on the carbon atom. That means here bromine is not existing as a molecule. It has been part of an organic compound now. That means the orange red color of the bromine will disappear once it lost its identity. Its identity is as Br2 molecule. That is when it shows a red orange color. But when this molecule of bromine is being added across the double bond, now this is part of an organic compound, not as an individual atom or individual molecule element. So that what happens is like this is used as a test for unsaturation. Unsaturation means double bond or triple bond. So if you are taking a compound containing double bond or triple bond, we know that addition means double bond or the triple bond will break down and these compound substance will be added across the carbon. So when these bromine is added, its yellow orange color will be disappearing. So when you take a sample and you don't know whether it's an alkene or alkyne, then you add bromine to it. If the color of the bromine disappears, that means the given compound, the taken compound is a unsaturated compound. That means it contains a double bond or a triple bond. If you add bromine water and the color of the bromine water remains there, then it means the compound is saturated, that is alkanes. So this is why, because of this color change, this particular reaction is taken as a test for unsaturation. That you are doing next year, like in grade 12 practical organic, you are doing this test when you will given an organic compound and you want to check whether your compound is a double bonded or a single bonded compound. Then you will add bromine water. If the color of the bromine water disappears, that means the compound is a unsaturated compound. That means it is either double bond or triple bond. Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So addition of halogens, any halogen, if you add the same type of product only you will get, whether it's a chlorine or bromine or iodine, same way you will get the product, but the reaction of bromine with bromine has got another important, because the reddish orange color of bromine solution in carbon tetrachloride, that is the solvent, okay, that's not important. The reddish orange color of the bromine is discharged or disappeared when bromine adds to an unsaturated site. This is why this is used as a test for unsaturation. So it's very important. You may ask a question related to test for unsaturation. Give a test to find the unsaturation in the compound, or what will happen, like an observation color change, what will happen when a bromine is added to a particular compound. Maybe they say generally alkene, or they will say propene, butene, something specific example. So you should be able to write the reaction and also explain the color change.
Ma'am?
Yeah.
Ma'am, can you show the previous slide? Ma'am, not this one, the one before this. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, because I didn't write much here because we already discussed about this one in detail. That is why I just given us one word here. Nothing much, because it's been already explained. Okay, let's move to the third reaction, addition of hydrogen halide. So the first reaction was adding hydrogen molecule. Then we discussed about adding halogens. Any halogen, like, so I'm just writing it as X2. That was the second reaction. It could be chlorine, bromine and iodine. Fluorine is not used in that way basically. All the examples are either chlorine, bromine or iodine. The third reaction of an alkene is adding hydrogen halide. Okay, so we added hydrogen, that was the first reaction. Second reaction is halogen, and third reaction is combination of these two, hydrogen and halogen, that is what hydrogen halide. Examples are HCl, HBr, HI. These are the common hydrogen halides which we use to treat with alkene. So hydrogen halides, the reactivity order is that HI, HBr and HCl, among them, HI addition will be more faster than HBr addition, which is more faster than HCl. So this is the order in the reactivity. Adding HI to an alkene is more easier than adding HCl to an alkene. And this is also an example of electrophilic addition, because I've told you all the time you are adding a substance to a double bond. Double bonds mean they are electron rich. So they can attract an electrophile. So electrophile will come and add across the double bonded carbon. That is why all these reactions are example of electrophilic addition. And this is one among the important reaction that you are learning this year. Addition of hydrogen halide. Very simple, but there are different classification type possible in this over here. So Addition of hydrogen halides can be classified into two. The first category is addition reaction of HBr to symmetrical alkene. So first we should know what is a symmetrical alkene. Symmetrical alkene means if you take ethene molecule, if you want to check the symmetry, along the double bonds, either side of the double bond, if they are identical, they are known as symmetrical alkene. If you take CH3, CH, double bond, CH2, this is propene. If you want to check whether it's a symmetrical or unsymmetrical, you see, draw a line over here like this. And you can see both the sides are not identical, right? One side is CH3CH, the other side is CH2. That means this is unsymmetrical. So the symmetry of an alkene is based on the groups present on the either sides of the double bond. So symmetry is checked by looking into the groups, atoms which are present on either sides of the double bond. If both the sides of the double bonds are identical, then we call it as symmetrical alkene. If they are not identical, then we call it as unsymmetrical alkenes. So it is with respect to the double bond on either side of the compound. So we are classifying addition of HBr, that is hydrogen halide, to symmetrical alkene and unsymmetrical alkene. So we need to look into the two categories, symmetrical alkene and unsymmetrical. Symmetrical alkene is very easy because here there is no confusion, nothing to worry, because CH2 double bond CH2 and you are adding HBr. So unlike adding hydrogen or chlorine, you can see H and H mean both are hydrogen atom identical. Chlorine molecule means chlorine and chlorine. Or if you take bromine molecule, molecules were same. Atoms are of these were elements. But when you look into HBr, one is a hydrogen atom, another one is a bromine atom, right? So when you are adding something to the double bond, there are two possibilities are there, right? The hydrogen can attack first carbon and bromine can attach on the second carbon, or it could be the reverse also. Hydrogen will attach the second carbon and bromine can attach the first carbon. So there are two possibilities are there, because unlike H2, Cl2, Br2, HBr contains two different atoms. So here when you add hydrogen or halogen, there was no confusion because both were same. But here hydrogen and Br, there are two different atoms, two types of atom. So adding them across the double bond can have more than one way of adding it. So if you look in the first way, which I have shown in red, hydrogen going to the first, you will get CH3, CH2, Br. And if you look in the other way, it will be CH2, Br, CH3. Right? Am I clear till here?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. But the alkene was symmetrical, because of which this and this are same. Because when you look into the IUPAC naming, if you number them 1, 2, it is actually bromoethane, and here also it will be 1, 2, it will be bromoethane. So because of the symmetry of the alkene, the adding HBr in either way will result in the same product. That means there is only one product is possible when you have an alkene which is got a symmetry. Am I clear? That means you don't have to worry when your alkene is a symmetrical alkene, right? You just add hydrogen and Br in any order, but whatever way you added, you will be getting the same product. So whether here in this example, okay, hydrogen is added over here and bromine is added over here, The other way is also possible, but if you draw in the other way, it will be CH3, CHBr, CH2, CH3. The other way also you are getting the same product, because if you name them, it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 2-bromobutane. Here also you are getting 2-bromobutane. So that means when the molecule, alkene molecule is symmetrical, then on adding HBr, the type of product, you will get only one product in either way of addition. Whether hydrogen adding to the first or second, that does, irrespective of that thing, you are getting only one product, even if you add in either way. That is what I said, addition of a reaction to HBr to a symmetrical alkene is easy. You have the freedom to add in any way, and anyway you will be getting the same product. Hope you are following.
Yes, ma'am.
And the problem comes when your alkene is unsymmetrical. This is what I said, very important in this ender here, because a lot of application of unsymmetrical alkene addition and usage of Markovnikov's rule. So when you have unsymmetrical alkene, like in the example, I'm rewriting the molecules CH3, CH, double bond, CH2, and you're adding HBr. And there are two possibilities there. In one possibility is that Br is going here and hydrogen is going there. So you are getting the product as CH3, CHBr, CH3. Or if it is the other way, it will be CH3, CH2, CH2Br. So these are the two possibilities, because you can add HBr as in two different ways. So you are getting two different products. Are these products identical? Are these products identical? Yes, Abel. Are these products identical like in the previous case?
No, ma'am.
Okay. What is the name of these product?
Ma'am, 2-bromo propane.
2-bromopropane, because here 1, 2, 3 on the second carbon you have a bromine, and here it is 1, 2, 3. So first carbon is bromine. So 1-bromopropane. That means when alkene is unsymmetrical, literally you will get two different products, because of there are two possible way you can add HBr across the double bond. Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now only the things comes, because in organic, you can't have two products or three products, something like equal proportion. Mostly one product will be dominating, like we call it as major product, and that is what only thing you need to write in the exam. So where there are some cases where you will get 5 different products, 6 different products, but you will just write what is important in the reaction. Similarly, among these two, one product is major, and that can be found out using Markovnikov's rule. Okay, so we will discuss that tomorrow anyway. We don't have time to complete it, so we'll continue Markovnikov's rule. So please go through all these things and come so that we can continue with Markovnikov's rules. Okay.
Ma'am, could you show the third property just for a second?
Which one? Third property, third reaction,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Bye, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.